Hello, my students and listeners at home. My name is Atuba Patricia from St. Charles College, Onitsha, Department of Basic Science. The topic is crude oil. Here are specific objectives. By the end of the lesson, you students will be able to 1. Define crude oil. 2. Mention at least 2 places where crude oil are obtained. 3. State 3 states in Nigeria and parts of the world where crude oil are located. 4. Explain briefly formation of crude oil. 5. Discuss the process of refining crude oil. And 6. What is fractional distillation of crude oil? Here we go. Meaning of crude oil. Crude oil is a thick, heavy liquid that varies in color from greenish to brown, from brown to black, consisting of mixtures of many substances called hydrocarbon. Then what is hydrocarbon? Hydrocarbons are compounds of the elements hydrogen and carbon only. These hydrocarbons differ in appearance, composition, and purity. Crude oil, which is also known as petroleum, contains some other particles such as sulfur and metals. The commercial name for crude oil is black gold. Why is it black gold? It is black gold because it generates a lot of income for a country that has crude oil. Below is the raw diagram of crude oil. Location of crude oil. Some parts of the world where crude oil are located are United States of America, Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, Russia, Nigeria, Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, China, etc., etc. As I said before, Nigeria is one of the countries that crude oil is found. Some states in Nigeria where crude oil are found are Delta State, Imo State, Anambra State, Rivers, Kogi, Cross River, Ondo, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa State, etc., etc. Formation of crude oil. Crude oil occurs in the Earth's crust. It was formed millions of years ago as a result of slow and lengthy processes from decayed dead plants and animals buried deep into the Earth's crust under tremendous pressure. The search for crude oil is called exploration. Some oil companies employ a specialist called geologist or geophysicist who is expert in geology. Geology is the study of rocks. The special equipment used to drill oil through the rock is called drilling rig. How crude oil is obtained? Crude oil is obtained from the ground, on land, or under the oceans by sinking an oil well, that is, by drilling a borehole. Oil is reached. Nigeria has a lot of crude oil which is distilled in refineries at Warri and Port Harcourt. Whenever the oil port is discovered, an expert called geophysicist uses the drilling rig to drill it, and when the rig gets to the point where there is crude oil, the oil is gushed out through tremendous pressure and is being drawn through a pipeline to the refineries where it is distilled through a process called fractional distillation. Fractional distillation of crude oil. What is fractional distillation? Fractional distillation is a method or a process which is used to separate two or more solvents in a solution with very close boiling points. It makes use of difference in the boiling points of the solvents of the separation. The difference in the boiling point must be more than 10 degrees Celsius to avoid a mix-up while distilling over. In the diagram of fractional distillation, the first process is to insert the crude oil in the fractionating column, then heated at about 400 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, the fraction with the lowest boiling point is distilled over first, followed by another with higher boiling points. The first product of fractional distillation is petroleum gas. Petroleum gas distills over at 25 degrees Celsius, and petroleum gas is used in our homes. The next product of fractional distillation is gasoline or petrol. Gasoline distills over at 25 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius. And the products of petroleum is used, the product of gasoline is used by cars. Another one is naphtha. Naphtha is the third product of fractional distillation. Naphtha distills over at 60 degrees Celsius to 180 degrees Celsius. And naphtha is used as the chemicals. Some of the chemicals we use at home is made up of naphtha. The next product of fractional distillation is kerosene or paraffin. Kerosene or paraffin distills over at about 180 degrees Celsius to 220 degrees Celsius. And we know that we make use of kerosene at home. We use it in cooking at our kerosene stove. Aircrafts use it. So these are the use of these petroleum products. The next product is diesel. Diesel is separated at 220 degrees Celsius to 250 degrees Celsius. And most heavy-duty vehicles like lorries make use of diesel. The next product of fractional distillation is fuel gas. Fuel gas distills over at 250 degrees Celsius to 300 degrees Celsius. And we know that the fuel gas is being used by ships and other vehicles. The next product of fractional distillation is lubricating oil, grease, or wax. This very product is being separated at the temperature of 300 degrees Celsius to 350 degrees Celsius. And we know that we use the lubricating oil in some parts of the heavy-duty vehicles and other vehicles, and even some machineries. The last but not the least product of the fractional distillation is bitumen. Bitumen distills over at the temperature of 350 degrees Celsius and above. And when it is separated, it is used in our road surfacing. It is also used in production of the roofing materials, which is called asbestos. Then, the last one is nothing but residues, which is of no use. These products of fractional distillation, which are petroleum gas, petrol or gasoline, naphtha, kerosene or paraffin, diesel oil, fuel oil, lubricating oil, grease and wax, and finally bitumen, has their different boiling point in which they distilled over. As you can see, petroleum gas is given off at the temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, while that of petrol or gasoline distills over at 25 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius. The essence is to avoid mix-up while distilling over. If there's no difference in their boiling point, the whole product will mix up. And when you look at the diagram, you will see that the colors of the product varies. That of petroleum gas is lighter in color compared to that of petrol or gasoline, and so on and so forth, until we get to the last product, which is bitumen. And you can see that bitumen is dark in color. That shows the weight of the product. So it requires higher temperature for it to distill over. My dear students, we have come to the end of this lesson. Here are some questions that I will use to evaluate you to know the extent you have understood the topic. 1. Define crude oil. 2. Mention 2 places in the world and 2 states in Nigeria where crude oil are located. 3. Explain briefly formation of crude oil. 4. Draw the diagram of fractional distillation. 5. What is hydrocarbon? 6. Narrate the process of refining crude oil. And for you to answer this question, you must study the test very well. You answer it and send it to my WhatsApp number, which is 08065990486. Thank you for listening, and may God bless you.